When I started incorporating things I enjoy into my life, and when I started incorporating things I enjoyed as a child and or teenager back into my life, I noticed a significant spike in the light that was around me in life, that I carried around, in my energy, in my joy, in my productivity. And I can't go back. I can't unsee it. And I know a lot of people entering their 40s, or maybe are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, are kind of confused as to, what do I do in life? I want to start over. I want a new job. I want more freedom. I want more independence. I get that. I'm also a coach. I coach people through a lot of career transitions. I work in the real estate industry. So I've seen and heard a lot of stories. And what I've noticed the most is a lot of people jump from job to job to job thinking the money is going to be the savior, or the money is going to change their life, or if I just get a different job, I'll feel so much better. Yes and no, to an extent. If you're just job hopping and you're not really working on self as to why do you feel that resentment towards that job? Why do you hate it so much? Is it really the people? Is it the environment? Is it the work? Are you doing the same job you've done since high school and just didn't know how to say no or get out of it? These are questions that I had to ask myself over these years, and also reconnecting with God, bringing God back into my life and understanding what that relationship looks like to me, what that relationship feels like, how God's presence is going to exist in my life moving forward. And alongside incorporating things like basketball, content that is about traveling, actually going to travel, whether I had the money or not, making the best of the situation for what it was in that present moment, because I knew I wasn't going to get it back. Was it perfect? Was any of my life perfect? No. Did I make a lot of impulsive decisions that got me in trouble, or even disconnected from who I am, or who I was becoming, or who I knew I was in my core, or who I know I am at my core? Yes, all of that happened. One thing about work, money, career is we tend to prioritize it above all else and all others. And when it comes to what's under that, it also tends to be a lot of people pleasing. And maybe I'm just speaking from my experiences, but I feel like many of us can also relate. But through all those moments in life, where do we come in? And I don't mean in a selfish way, but I do mean in a very, I also need to heal. I also need to take care of self. I also need to be an individual amongst all of those that are around me, or all the things that are around me, and who ultimately God made me to be, or what God put me here to do. And I'll tell you, in the past couple of years, where I really focused on learning how to talk to God, letting go of a lot of guilt, letting go of a lot of pain, and surrendering to just being, it really exposed a lot of parts of me that I always sought to just not be like, oh, I'm a very patient person. Actually, no, you're not. Oh, I don't value money. I don't do things just for money. Yes, you do. And I actually heard something today in a podcast. It was Gary V, actually. He's someone I've been following for many, many years. I go through seasons where I consume a lot of his content, and then I put him away, and then I consume a lot of content, and then I put him away. And through those in-between times, I'm doing my best to apply what he's saying. And I don't do everything he says. I take bits and pieces. But today he said something along the lines of, you can't allow the money or the income dictate how you approach the person or the situation or the client in your business. So I took that as basically treating everyone equally, in a sense, and not looking at them as just a dollar sign or just a working opportunity. And the moment I made those changes, and these are changes I've been actively making as well throughout my business, even when I say business, I think I mentioned this before, I still don't feel aligned with business. I just feel like I'm freelancing life, to be honest. Like, I'm a freelancer. I prefer free versus commodifying or monetizing my existence. I'm just a freelancer for God. What I took from that, because I did get caught up in the past couple of months of having a slower season business-wise, career-wise, that I would get it would feel like I was making desperate decisions, that I was making impulsive decisions, and that I was getting very irritated quickly. I was getting very frustrated quickly. I was getting snappy. I was getting just annoyed and bothered by everything and everyone because things just weren't going my way. And when I looked at the people that I worked with and the people that I was advertising towards or marketing towards, but then the reception I would get, I'd be like, that's not who I want to talk to. That's not what I want to do. And I'm just like, gosh, like, at what point does it work out? But I had to really just humble myself and recognize this is all a part of it working out. And if I ultimately want to change something, then maybe it's my messaging. Maybe it's what I'm saying online and what I even believe in in my core. What am I afraid of? So am I only talking to a certain group because I'm afraid to talk to the people that can actually afford what I'm doing? It's not that I don't want to help them, because I do. It's comfortable, it's safe to help people that are starting over, fresh, maybe unemployed or pivoting careers. But when I think about like top producers or people that are already doing this, that are established, I do get a little bit of insecurities that come to the surface. And starting over, this concept of starting over isn't necessarily like a complete overhaul of life. I think it's sometimes just incremental changes. Like this past week or so, I would say starting this week? Yeah, starting this week. On Sunday, I said I need to try to be a morning person. I don't know what that looks like, and I'll talk about this more in another vlog. But what does being a morning person actually look like? And why do I want to wake up early? Because I'm very much a night owl. But when I had the past couple of months where it was a very slow month, I got very scared. I was calling people in my business roster and clientele, and I was just like, hey, what's going on? I don't know. I don't trust what's happening right now. I also was ready to quit. I thought July 1st, August 1st was going to be, I'm just going to close the business and just figure life out, which I still can do. And I think I'm in this phase right now of like, am I holding on because I'm scared, or am I holding on because I'm supposed to? But ultimately, of all the years of me being an adult, and even when I had a job, it was always a struggle for me to get up in the morning willingly, eagerly, right? And I always wonder, like, how come certain people just are able to wake up fresh in the morning or with ease, right? And I really just did an audit of my days. And I've done this before, but I never implemented it into my lifestyle, my schedule, because I've been able to wake up if I had something to do. Take your nephew to school, easy. We got to wake up at this time, be out the house by this time. But if I have no structure in my life, if I have nothing to assign myself in order to wake up early, travel, easy. Up early, let's get out the house, let's get out the hotel, let's go out in the streets 24/7. Let's be out the house, out of the hotel 24/7. But when I'm here alone at home with no real projects or deadlines or places to be at like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m., I fall into this, it's not that serious. But it got that serious. So I did a complete audit of my time, but this time with a different lens. When I did this activity, I'd say like 2 months ago, I was still very complacent and just comfortable with what I was doing. Bills were paid. I was finally like consistently like re-adding some things to auto pay again. I was feeling myself. Shopping at Costco, I was feeling myself. Then June/July hit, and a lot of things just halted. So fast forward to earlier this week, I said, okay, I've tried a lot of other things, but I haven't really tried what it's like to wake up in the morning, be productive, but also just be still, not rush through my morning routine, not rush through my workout, because I'm already doing intermittent fasting. So I don't eat until 11 a.m. and then I stop eating around 8 or 9 p.m. Then I said, okay, if I'm not eating until 11, what am I doing with those first like 3 to 5 hours of my day? So lately, if I don't have a meeting, or if I know there's work that I don't have to do, I'm not getting out of bed until 8:30, 8:40. And here's the thing, my body knows 8 hours of sleep. So I knew immediately, okay, we have to fix the nighttime routine. I have to do better at night. That's one element. 2, let's set a new alarm in the morning. I'm not the type that can wake up just on my own early without an alarm, unless I have to pee really bad. Or like a loud noise wakes me up. But even then, it's so easy to get back in bed and knock out. And then my whole body like resets, and then it's almost like I could sleep another 8 hours. It's the truth. It's just me. That's me. Okay. So fast forward to this past week, I said, okay, the nighttime routine, I probably have to start doing things 20, 30, even just 20, 30 minutes sooner than I normally would. I definitely have to be out of this space, my office, which is in my house. My bedroom is literally the other side of this wall. But I have to get out of this office no later than 10 o'clock. Unless something goes over, I have to be in here, I'll be in here. But if I don't, by 9 o'clock, I'm trying to wind down and get out of this space. Start my morning, my now nighttime routine, which consists of a lot of oral care. I have to elevate my feet. I sit down almost all day, but I have to elevate my feet, and then making sure that I get those last couple of pees out because there's the pee, right when you're like done for the day, then there's that like last pee before you go to bed, which has also been keeping me up really late, is because around 1 a.m. it's like, oh my God, I just peed. Like now I feel like I have to pee a gallon. So I'm trying to like manage that, so I'm not waiting until 1 a.m. to sleep, which is why I was waking up really late at around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So I was like, okay, nighttime routine corrected. Now let's look at what we're doing in those first 3 to 5 hours in the morning. So if I wake up at 9, let's just say 8:30, takes me about 10 minutes to really just like open my eyes. I have to force myself to look out the window to get some like natural light on my face and my eyes to wake myself up. Then if I'm cold, probably another 20 minutes before I really get out of bed. But knowing like my slippers are right at the edge of my bed, it's just easy to just get out of the bed. Okay, so now it's like 9 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, using the bathroom, freshen up, shower maybe if it's if I didn't shower the night before, then I want to do my morning routine. No, shower happens after. So then I do my morning routine. That's like another hour. So now we're at 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock happens. I'm gonna do a little bit of working out. Then I might shower. The workout happens here in this house as well. But then I might shower. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm looking at my emails, and then I'm just miserable. Oh, I don't like this work. I'm complaining. I'm doing all the things. So I said, okay, after I've done that, it's now 11. I'm going to eat and watch a video. I'm the type that watches something or needs to watch something while I'm eating. Am I able to eat without watching something? Yes, but it's just something about it that I've just always had that habit. Then, now it's almost 12 o'clock. So it's the afternoon. And I just ate this big old meal because I'm starving. So now I'm just like, okay, let me get ready for the day. And depending on what I have to do, my energy, my attitude adjusts to that. And that's something I realize I have to be more even keel about. But after I did that audit, I was just like, wow, I really waste a lot of time. because it takes me about 4 hours if I wake up at 8:30 to really start my day. And then around 2 o'clock, I pause everything to be still. So then that kind of like throws off the flow of whatever I'm doing because I got started so late. Whereas if I started the actual work at 9 o'clock, because I get up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, by the time 2 o'clock hits, I could potentially be done with my day. And I just wasn't seeing it that way because I was getting caught up in like, well, I have to be busy, I have to be doing things, I always have to be in the office working. When in actuality, I was just rushing through the day because I was so behind from waking up late. And these are habits that I tend to avoid, like waking up early, having a disciplined workout routine, eating better. But now as I've gotten older and I've validated my decisions through a strong why, so okay, if June and July, which means April and May, determined these past couple of months, what changed during those times? Oh, April's my birthday. I was celebrating, I was traveling, so I wasn't as proactive in the business and giving it much attention. I was also doing 40 days of YouTube every single day, which is exhausting. Then May comes around, I'm starting to get back into the flow of things, but I also feel like I'm still just catching up, so I'm still not giving the business any attention. June, July hit, oh, all of the lack of attention I was once giving from January, February, March went out the window in April, May, so now I'm suffering in June and July. So I'm starting to recognize these patterns. Now coming into August, I recognize I don't want to do that. I need to decrease my excuses, I need to change my attitude, and I need to complain a lot less. Then I also have to get rid of this idea of I'm going to quit transaction coordination and I'm just going to focus on my creative endeavors, on coaching, even though none of those parts of the business or my daily activities were fully monetized yet. Again, impulsive, tired, burnt out decision making, which is not good. 10 out of 10, no. 0 out of 10, don't recommend. Were they signals of things have to change? Yes. 10 out of 10 there. But ultimately, I realized, okay, I need to wake up early this week and start the morning routine a lot sooner. And then see how that goes and basically unfolds throughout the week. And today's Friday. So basically, I realized I'm losing a lot of money because I am not productive at all. I waste so much time throughout the day because my mind is already just exhausted from rushing in the morning. Even though I'm not on my phone, I'm not scrolling, I delete the apps like TikTok and Instagram off my phone for a certain amount of time. So I can't use that as an excuse anymore. I can't use the fact that, oh, I'm hungover because I don't drink or party as much as I don't drink at all. And I definitely don't party like I used to. Can I? Will I? Yes. But I don't. So it's just on me. What am I doing to get in my own way? And I realized, okay, if I want to change at least my financial situation and give myself a chance for the upcoming weeks, I also want to make sure that I'm giving myself enough time to breathe throughout the day. And it is going to require a bit of sacrifice and letting go of my idea of FOMO at night, because I've become such a night owl. At least I thought I was, when in actuality, when you're in this 9-to-5 mindset, for me at least, my brain doesn't fully turn off until about 5 or 6 o'clock. And then by 6 o'clock, I'm eating dinner. Now I'm even more tired because I'm consuming all this food. And for the rest of the night, I just want to stare at, I just want to stare into space, or I just want to stream or watch videos of my favorite content creators, or watch a movie or TV, like just check out. I'm exhausted. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of really feeling like I'm not getting anything done. Yeah, which brought me to, okay, we incorporated walks during the week. That's good. We're working out, getting stronger, even better. Now let's work on this sleep situation. Why do we need to change it? And how are we going to change it? Set an earlier alarm, fix our nighttime routine, and have a strong why. Why are we getting up earlier? Because we don't want to go broke. We don't want to just struggle, you know, and a lot of our struggle can be fixed ourselves. And of course, you know, asking God for help. But I also truly believe like you have to meet God in the middle, or at least start, so you can prove like that you're serious about these certain things, versus just asking God, God, please make me a morning person. Okay, that's super vague. So when I would ask God like that, these crows and these birds would just be sitting out my window yelling. Then car alarms would go off. Like, okay, God, I get it. Let me be more specific as to how I want to be a morning person. How do I want to get up? Why do I want to get up early? What am I going to do in those early hours? Like, I've been trying to rearrange my middle room for like 3 weeks now. But because I'm rushing through the day, I know it's only going to take 10 to 15 minutes. But those 10 to 15 minutes after an exhausting day, you know, from rushing through everything, from complaining all day, not doing work I don't want to do, but not changing my situation so I can get out of that other situation sooner. Those 10 to 15 minutes of cleaning at the end of the day or on my weekends, no thank you. But this morning, right before I turned on this camera, it was around 8 o'clock, 8:30, I think. I don't remember. Because right now it's almost 9:40. I said, I'm just sitting here. No deadlines, nothing to rush to my inbox or my email to do. I've recorded all my vlogs, maybe a little editing here and there, but it's not something I need to do at this very second. Let me go clean this room. Let me go clean this room. And I did just that. And it took less than 15 minutes. I put a podcast on that was about an hour long, thinking, okay, just in case I get caught up in here, let me just put something in the background. I don't even know. I can't look at it because my phone is recording this video, but just know it did not take all 15 minutes to do what I needed to do in that room. And it just goes to show you, like, if you really want something in your life to change, your circumstances, your thoughts, your feelings, you have to put in the work to try and change it. You have to slow down. You have to really go inside of you in your heart alongside God and just say, I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. But then what am I going to do next to change the situation? And I have to accept, okay, this change might not happen overnight, but it will happen eventually. And I accept eventually, and I surrender to this journey. And every day I'm going to chip away at it little by little, little by little. Now, did I wake up every single day at 6 o'clock, or even like on Monday, I woke up around 5 o'clock? No, but I had three successful days where I woke up before 7 o'clock. I consider those 3 wins, because in the past, I would have looked at this as a complete loss. Like, well, you didn't do it every day, so you're a failure. Now, I wouldn't be that harsh, but generally speaking, that's kind of the gist of it. Like, okay, or it'd be, cool, we did it for a week, now we can go back to our old habits. So now it's like, I want this to be my lifestyle, so I'm not going to force it on myself every single day. The goal was every single day, but the fact that I got 3, and the week's not over. The month is over, but the week is not over. I'm like, okay, cool. I know I'm capable of at least 3 days out of the week. That's a win. You know, and then I can allow my body to recover those other 2 days, just like an athlete, and then do it again. Keep doing it, do it again. Let it compound, let it build up over time until it becomes natural, to the point where maybe I won't need an alarm one day, or maybe it's every day that I wake up and I just get going. But for now, I'm going through an adjustment phase. I'm going through a pivot, a change. So growth requires pain and struggle, and I have to be aware of that. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I wanted to get a vlog out. I'm not posting weekly or daily like I used to here on this channel because I've been investing a lot of energy and time into my other channel, and it's been paying off. So I'm going to continue to do that and not spread myself too thin because I already have a lot going on. Another goal I tried to make for myself the other day was, let's get through today without adding new things to the to-do list. So I'll talk about that and continue to monitor how I do with becoming a morning person. Or, it's not even becoming. I think I am a morning person. Am I selective with what mornings? Yes. But I'm capable of waking up early in the morning and to be grateful and appreciative of that time and to not squander that time, because even though I may not be doing every single task in those first 3 hours of the day or even those last 3 hours of the day, as long as I'm showing love for that time, I think I'll be okay. So hopefully you guys made it throughout this vlog. Oh my gosh, almost 30 minutes of me talking. I was about to say I'm sorry, but sorry, not sorry. When I don't post a lot, this is what happens. I just start free flowing and start talking. And next thing I know, it's been 30 minutes. But if you made it this far, I truly, truly appreciate you. A lot is happening, a lot of good things, a lot of in between, a lot of unknowns. But I know I'm capable of embracing all of it and handling all of it. But one day at a time, one minute at a time, 1 second at a time, $1 at a time. But for the most part, I'm enjoying it all. I really am. Even moments when I'm frustrated and just bothered and annoyed, I'm still enjoying it all. And that's definitely something I've been like, it's not a motto, it's literally a Bible verse. But it says to consider it all joy. It's in James. But to consider it all joy. And as simple as that sounds, it's a lot more difficult than you would think. Because if you're going through some stuff, how can I consider that joy when I'm in pain, when I'm sad, when I'm suffering? But really taking a breath, a pause, a moment to focus on what is good in that moment. As I mourn, as I grieve, or as I navigate the unknowns in life, eventually the joy does peek out. The joy does stand out. So I'm actively putting that into practice. If that's something you maybe needed to hear in this moment of life, I hope it helped you. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, say hello if you're going through something similar. Let's talk about it. I'm 42 years old, so I'm also speaking from a perspective of a lot of life experience, and God willing, a lot more life to be lived and experienced as well. So stay tuned. Subscribe. I appreciate you for watching this long if you made it this far into the video. And let me know some topics you guys want me to talk about as a woman in her 40s, navigating a lot of life's unknowns, fixing habits, my journey with God, my journey with debt, money, all of it, traveling. So there's so much I could talk about. And this channel is pretty much about all of that. I don't really have a single niche or lane. I guess you would just call it lifestyle. So if you're into that, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, continue to watch. Go watch some other videos. I have a bunch of content on here that's almost a decade now, probably over a decade of me creating on here. I archived a lot of videos though. But I like to have fun. And like I said in the beginning of this video, just finding things I'm interested in and enjoying them, especially the things I enjoyed as a kid, doing them now as an adult, staying childlike, not childish, but childlike, has really made a world of a difference in my life. And I'm so, so grateful that I found those new perspectives and really embraced them and applied them to my life, because I'd be so lost if I didn't. I'd be so lost if I didn't reconnect or rebuild my relationship with God. I'm so grateful every single day for my relationship with God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, all the things. My relationship with religion, maybe a different story, but God, me and God, tight like a glove. So tight like my pants on Thanksgiving. Okay, see you guys on the next video. Fearless individuality yields abundant healing, and life is a blessing. It's your girl Lilz. See ya.